what we're doing in the blockchain actually brings together many different worlds, and that's partly the challenge of innovation. It's not good enough to live in a silo anymore and just try to be a little bit incrementally better at what you do. What we've got to do is create new worlds, and we can do that by bringing people from different worlds together. So what you see on the screen is some of the core players within our team, and they range from people who come from the beef industry itself, producers, people involved in beef transport, people involved in beef processing, sales agents, research academics, people who are supply chain specialists, smart contract design specialists, crypto enthusiasts and experts, financial specialists, social, regional, community social impact activists, and ultimately a young man without whom we'd find it very difficult to do what we've done so far, from Singapore, who created 3 years ago a blockchain lab, basically, and it's with the help of Saw Labs and the design team there that we have been able to do some of our early smart contract development work. I should also say that apart from doing all of this stuff in the virtual space, which of course is a lot of what the blockchain does, we started this journey actually by investing in our own real life small-scale abattoir, which enabled us to get an understanding of the dynamics within the beef industry and the supply chain. And now that little abattoir just south of Townsville will become a central piece of our research and development architecture. So we get to experiment with hardware, IoT hardware, communication systems, as well as some of our thoughts around how we validate and track, one animal becoming 150 different things at the end of a process, which brings with it its own challenges, and having our own research space certainly helps us do that. Okay, so our project, 4 main advantages. We've obviously got some fairly strong, robust institutional support, which we're grateful for. We've had fantastic engagement with QUT and Marcus, James Cook University over the last 2.5 years, particularly in the Internet of Things space and the behind the farm gate space. We have had great support from Edith Cowan University and the researchers there focused on innovation and industry clusters. In more recent times, we've had also fantastic engagement with the good folk from the Office of Chief Scientist, who are somewhere sitting back there, who have brought a different sensibility to our work, particularly around how we can mobilise provenance to tell broader stories and drive behavioural improvements in areas such as ecological impacts. We've obviously got involvement from the grazing industry itself, or the beef production sector, which we are always expanding upon. We are active now in North Queensland with a use case with a group of producer cooperative in North Queensland, as well as with a group of producers in and around Roma. And over the next month or so, I hope that we will also confirm participation from at least 2 other producer supply chains, and hopefully over the next 6 months enlist quite a number of more supply chains into the project, which will enable us to do a little bit more experimentation and development. As I mentioned before, we've got our own infrastructure which helps, and of course we've got technical expertise. So as you can see, it's actually a very diverse world, and we have to navigate the diversity that brings in terms of the languages we use to try to describe our worlds. And could you imagine trying to get 23-year-old smart contract coders understanding the beef transaction space? That was a challenge in and of itself. But everybody is committed to achieving a final vision, which is to solve a couple of problems, which I'll go into in a tick.